Ultra. King Kong. King Kong. King Kong.
I'm back. Road Rants on The Hunt. That's right. I just got through watching The Hunt. Of course, they released 2 trailers that I absolutely destroyed in trailer reactions. However, several of my subs reached out to me and said, Rhodes, you have got to watch The Hunt. It is nothing like you expected. Nothing like we expected. I said, okay, today I'm going to watch The Hunt. I ran a horror website forever. I'm going to see what it's about. One of my favorite horror movies from back in the day is an action horror called Surviving the Game. Ice-T, Rutger Hauer is in that movie. So, you have a group of 12 deplorables. That's what they call them in this movie. Trump is never mentioned by name, by the way. That are being hunted down by a group of liberals. People on the far left side of the aisle that are offended by everything. And they are hunted down. Okay? There are spoilers in this, so just get ready. 3, 2, 1. Okay. They make you think initially that this is all taking place in Arkansas. It is not. It is in Croatia. That's right. Okay, and what's basically happened here is Hilary Swank's character is a CEO that has lost her job in an embarrassing manner due to some text messages that went out. If I was to want to call her character by any name, I would call her Kathleen Kennedy. It's just what I would think. Look, it's an assumption. It is what it is. Kill me for it. I don't care. The liberals, in my opinion, more so than the people on the right side of the aisle, they're portrayed much, much worse in this movie than the people on the right side of the aisle, if you ask me. They are complete douchebags. Self-absorbed. They can't recognize the fact they're snipping at each other over how to be able to talk. Everybody's having to watch what they say because it's like, oh, you're not allowed to say that. Oh, but you're not allowed to say that. But you're not allowed to say that. It is truly satire, and it makes fun of liberals. I'm just going to say it. It is making fun of liberals and sort of how they are offended by everything, and the fact that they offend each other continuously in conversation because they are so worried about what they've got to say. Oh my God, you can't say that. There was a husband and wife arguing in this movie over whether to say African American or black. And the guy was like, yeah, but on NPR they said I can say black now. And she said, who is the NPR owned by? A bunch of white men. And that's how it was. The liberals in this movie look like complete douchebags. They do. And pretty quickly, the ones getting hunted are the ones you're rooting for. Because frankly, they just come across as more likable in this movie. Now, the ironic thing is, and this is a major spoiler, they picked up the young lady, the blonde. Betty Gilpin is the name of the actress. She is phenomenal in this movie. She is a badass. You want to talk about a strong female character? We may end up talking about her over time as being a badass character. Okay? And because Hilary Swank has been ousted from her position, she went on this mission to train herself to be a badass too. Okay? Now, what they did was, ironically enough, if I understood from the movie, from what they said at the very end, they picked up the wrong lady. They did. They thought it was somebody else. It was a girl by the same name, but one of them spells it with an I and the other one spells it with an E. And at the very end, she said, "You are the right blah, blah, blah." And she said, "No." I'm not going to describe the scene that they were in, but it was both seen together in a very poor moment, okay, for both characters. Extremely gory. Action, extremely gory. Okay, some really good dialogue in this movie between all the actors. Look, the people playing the liberal douchebags did a great job playing liberal douchebags. Okay, Hilary Swank, honestly, she wasn't in this movie very much. She was in the movie for the last 10 minutes as the main, I guess you would say, bad guy. If you want to say there's good and bad in this movie, they very much portray the liberals as the bad guys. They're the ones that are blatantly doing harm to people they kidnapped and have decided to hunt down. By the way, this was the first time the liberals had done it. They had literally hired a consultant who was ex-National Guard to teach them how to use their guns. So they had not been doing this for a lengthy amount of time. This was their first time. And that became sort of a thing. There are comedic moments in this movie. Ethan Suplee's in this movie. He's lost a ton of weight. Of course, he's been in all kinds of movies and TV shows. The TV show with Jason Lee, his name is Earl, I think. He's his buddy, his best friend. And he's probably lost 100 pounds at least. But he is in this movie. It's entertaining. It is highly entertaining. I did not see that coming. Was it offensive to me as somebody on the right side of the aisle? No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. They made liberals look so bad in this movie and look like such big douchebags. I actually came away feeling better about this movie. Now, the one thing I will say is there an argument to be made about whether or not this movie should have been made, period, because of the state that we are in as a country and the dividedness of the country. You could say that. There is an argument for that. Should it have been made in the first place? That's a good question. I don't have that answer. But if we are worried about it portraying quote-unquote Trump supporters in a bad light, I can't say it did. I think there were two characters on that side of the aisle that you would consider to be probably bad people, maybe. But the rest of the people, regular, everyday folk. And that's what it really came down to. Elites versus regular, everyday people. Okay? And that's how it was executed. Wildly entertaining. Wildly entertaining. And like I said, gore. The gore is turned up in this movie. It is graphic. I will let you know right now, if you are an Emma Roberts fan or a Justin Hartley fan, be prepared because they've only got cameos that last about 3 minutes. Okay. I like Justin Hartley. He was in Smallville, and he is not in the movie very long. They are more cameos. This is a Jason Blum produced horror movie. The guy that's doing all the most of the good horror movies. He did Halloween. I didn't love it. Everybody else did. I was in the minority. But this movie's good. It's absolutely worth a watch. So far, it's in one of my best movies of the year. Look, if you're on the right side of the aisle and you watch this and you come away offended, I will be shocked. Yeah, I will be shocked that you will come away. The trailers made this look wildly more offensive than the actual movie ended up being. The movie wasn't offensive at all, in my opinion, to if you want to say Trump supporters. No, they looked like literal everyday folks that had been dropped into an awful situation. And the quote-unquote Hollywood elite / liberals on the left side, complete assholes. And that's the way they're portrayed. Hollywood literally made fun of itself in this movie. In a lot of ways. Pretty surprising. Pretty surprising. I did not see that coming at all. If you've seen this movie, you let me know what you think. Scale of 1 to 10. Look, it's not an epically great horror movie, but look, I give this thing a solid 7, maybe a 7.5 out of 10. I will watch this movie again soon, pretty soon. I mean, it was that entertaining. It was that entertaining. You know, they did a good job with it. They really did. This has got to be, number one, one of the most surprising reviews I've ever done. Maybe the most surprising review I've ever done. Next to the fact that Captain Marvel really and truly wasn't woke. Brie Larson's woke, but Captain Marvel wasn't. By the way, John Matrix agrees. It was the most surprising thing that... this is more surprising than that. You tell me what you think, Rhodes Squadron, if you've seen The Hunt. It's worth a watch. And by the way, it was members of the Rhodes Squadron that pushed me to watch it because they said, Rhodes, you're going to be surprised. Because they didn't see it coming either. That this was this good a film. Peace. I'm out. Until next time.
King Kong in the trunk. King Kong, King Kong, King Kong.